What's up, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review another episode of Better Call Saul, Season 2, Episode 2, titled Cobbler. This is a spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, give you the pros, cons, and final score. Thanks again for joining me. I reviewed the Season 2 premiere last week. You want to check it out on the channel. I'll probably put the playlist down below. If I haven't updated the playlist down below yet, just click on the channel and then search for it from a week ago. If you want to, man. I do other shows. Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Walking Dead, just finished X-Files, man. Check out a bunch of other shows that I review. A lot more coming in the year, man. A lot more shows. Oh my gosh. So much stuff coming on in the summer, dude. Crazy. And, of course, as always, weekly movie reviews, so check them out. Anyway, man, this episode of Better Call Saul, honestly, Better Call Saul's an underrated show. The first season, when it started, it was good. It was good, man. Oh, yeah, very awesome. And then it started dropping. Not as a bad show, but an okay show. It started dropping, and then it kind of lifted up. Well, with Season 2, you know, the last week, it was really good. It was great, man. It was like an A- material, as in starting off a season. You know, it made more sense if you've seen the first season. So if you just jump into Season 2, it may be kind of confusing or a little bit like that. But if you know Season 1, you jump into Season 2, then you're fine, you know, easily as that. You know, it was great for me, man, honestly. And, you know, I love Bob Odenkirk, but I'm not biased. I'm just like, well, Bob Odenkirk, yeah, fantastic. Vince Gilligan, I'm just going to give it an A+ all the time. No, I've never given Better Call Saul an A+, man. Always, you know, it's always around the A-, B+, you know, it's always around there usually. But, you know, Season 1 always went around C+, all the time, around, like, episode 6, 7, 8, all that side of stuff. So, I'm just saying, you know, if I always, you know, some shows could earn A's each single week. Hasn't happened yet, but some shows can. Just saying, you never know. It's a rating system, man. That's how it goes. Anyway, here we go. Better Call Saul, Season 2, Episode 2, Cobbler. Let's get on to it, man. First off, Chuck is visited by Howard, and of course, you know, everything like, hey, I miss you, man. When do you get to come over, man? Because of course, Chuck, you know, he's playing the piano and everything. You know, he still doesn't go out to do groceries and everything because of the sun or electricity and all that. So he just can't do that, man. Of course, that's what is going on. So, you know, he's just kind of just resting, and I love the way he's doing the piano. Howard brings him a bunch of groceries, all that, and just basically saying, hey, come down to, what's it called? I mean, it's called, I don't know what it's called, but, you know, McGill or whatever, like, go to his company. Basically, his name's on the building if you ever want to come over. And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about coming over next week. So that stuff goes on, man. Baseball card guy. I do not know the guy's name. I think his name is Dan. His name's Dan. The guy who was like, my baseball card. I need my baseball cards. So anyway, Dan sees Mike. He's actually at the police station. Mike ends up having a talk with him about basically like, hey, you know, no, my baseball cards. I came here because the police called me that I need to have another meeting with them. They're just going to ask me a few more questions. And Mike's over here, you idiot. It's called a fishing trip. So they're going to reel you in. And then they're going to basically fool the guy. They're not there. They don't care for your baseball cards. They suspect, like, you're a suspect, basically. And the guy's like, no, they're here. I'm here for my baseball cards. And Mike's just like, you know what? I'll get your baseball cards, okay? Oh, it's gonna cost you. Basically, all that sort of sense. So Saul, Jimmy McGill, he has a new car, man. I love how the Asian ladies are in the front and everything. They're like, oh my god. And Jimmy's like, ladies, you like it? Yeah, I know. It's leather. All that stuff, so that was really nice. He has a cup holder now, which was really awesome because Kim gave him world's second best lawyer. Hey, it's better to be two, you know. So anyway, Mike visits Anencio and the whole leather car thing, like, you know, he meets Anencio's dad and everything. So basically learning where the cards are. Mike's telling Anencio, hey, you know, give me the card, sort of thing. So Jimmy is settling into, you know, the new law firm Davis and Maine. Mike ends up getting the baseball cards back to Dan, and the Hummer is now going to an NCO, and like, all right, now be careful with the Hummer now, okay? Make sure to wax it, layer it down a little bit, It's a beautiful baby. And the NCO's like, yeah, don't worry, he'll be fine when it's at the chop shop. And I love how he's like, no. He's just like all like weird and everything. And he goes to check the baseball cards. He's like, yes. Well, it's like if Jeff Goldblum played this character. Yes. Oh. And just basically checking and everything. Yes, it's here. Everything's here. Yes. God damn Jeff Goldblum. So anyway, Chuck arrives basically to the building, Howard's building. Jimmy questions and everything, but anyway, Jimmy ends up rocking the whole place, man. He stutters a little bit, then he gets right to it, man. Mike needs Jimmy. He needs him for help. So anyway, he helps Dan in questioning. Says he did a fetish video. That's why he had a secret compartment on his in his wall with pie. He sat on pie. It's called a cobbler. He ended up squishing, with his ass and butt, and his clothes are on and all that sort of stuff. And he's crying. He's dressed as a baby and all that. He's in costumes and basically fetish videos, and this guy paid him and all that sort of stuff. So they end up making the video. We don't get to see the video actually. I'm kind of like, I was like, oh man, that would have been funny to see the video. It's kind of gross, but it would also be funny to see a video like that. So anyway, he's eating with Kim at the end a bunch of pies, and he's like, well, does he eat the pie afterwards? And like, all that sort of stuff. It's weird if a guy does it, but if a woman does it, I'm totally fine with that. But I mean, with a man like Dan, no, that's pretty, I'm sorry, it's kind of gross, but Kim is mad at him for doing that because she's like, well, you made the video afterwards? That's bad and all that blah, blah, blah. Woman, all I hear is nag, that's all I hear. Nag, this and that, and all I'm hearing is, hey, we should have sex. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So basically all that sort of thing, man. So of course Kim's being, man, I'm just like, hey, let's have sex, sort of thing. But that's how it goes. They're eating pie, Jimmy's all just like, you're sleeping in the doghouse tonight. What did I think about the episode, man? Oh my gosh. I think it's my favorite season 2 episode so far. Again, I thought last week's episode was great. I thought it was definitely a great episode. But this is another great episode, man. It was another, home run. So first off, the pros. Obviously, the directing in here. I love the directing. I love the camera work, the cinematography, whatever you want to call it for TV shows. I guess it's called cinematography. The whole everything, man. I love it. Again, it's that beautiful Better Call Saul filming way. It's that Breaking Bad sort of camera work. I just love how everything goes down, man. I really love the directing in here. Mike, dude. The character Mike, fantastic as always, man. The acting and just everything that he does. Definitely what he did for Dan. That was really good. And he's talking Spanish in here. Jimmy, man. Bob Odenkirk as well. Fantastic. Always great in here. And I love the whole speech when he was telling the officers, like, but was it sexual? And he was like, I mean, he was sitting on a pie, and he's fully clothed, so there's no nudity. And like, he's doing that whole speech there. The opening of the episode where Chuck is visited by Howard, I even like that, man. I think AOC's always good at doing openings for their shows. Chuck as well. It's always good to see Chuck, man. Very glad he's back. He was a little annoying in season 1. He was a little annoying, man. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. But definitely for sure seeing him again. Hopefully a new refreshing sort of role for this season, as well as the whole chop shop bit. I like that whole, Dan was very funny in hearing the jokes. It was a really funny episode. I laughed my ass off a lot. And that rarely happens with Better Call Saul. Jimmy and Kim, man, also their scenes when they were smoking and everything. And I don't even think Bob Odenkirk really smokes, man, because he's not really inhaling. He's just kind of, I notice, he's not inhaling. He's basically just like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, literally, he's just like, yeah, oh yeah. Like, I mean, some people can do that. I'm not saying that you can. You don't have to. I mean, you can, obviously, you're supposed to inhale, but you don't have to. I mean, some people just do it because there's no law that says you need to inhale a cigarette. But I mean, it's obviously the way to do it. But, and I like how Kim's just like, yeah, well, and then just like, how girls do that double order. They do the, and then like 5 seconds later, like just making sure all the smokes. And I do that too sometimes because I don't know when. I don't know, like, is there still some stuck in my throat or coming out here? I don't know what's going on. It's kind of tricky sometimes. But anyway, I'm just like, my heart's beating faster right now too. But, you know, that sort of sense, I mean, like, I'm like, Jimmy's not doing it. He's not inhaling. Odenkirk, it's your fault. And you're supposed to be mint. You're supposed to be doing it right. Anyway. I like the whole upgrade, man. The whole new car, everything, man. I really enjoyed that as well. The cons, man. The cons about this episode. The only thing I really didn't like is we didn't get to see the video with Dan. We didn't get to see that whole thing there. I thought that was just kind of off. And then one other thing. When Kim switched those papers at the table, it really wasn't explained why. I guess she just wanted Jimmy to be right next to her. I mean, that's basically it, but, you know, she just switched the guy's name or whatever. Thought she was like, oh, this guy's creepy, and put him over here. Other than that, I just thought that was kind of why reason. But I'm not being like, you know, I told you, Better Call Saul was an okay season. It had some good moments in there. It was a good season. I'm not being biased. I'm not like, you know, I'm saying this show's great, but definitely season 2 so far. I mean, it's great. I love season 2, man. So far, I'm gonna give this episode a solid A, man. Definitely. Last week was an A-. This is an A, man. I think it was great. Literally, I enjoyed myself. I was funny. It was really, you know, intense with Mike and Jimmy. I mean, I laughed my ass off the whole damn thing. Yeah, it's my baseball cards. Yeah. So I enjoyed myself, man. I literally had a great time watching this. It's a really great time, man. Funny. You know, you care for Jimmy McGill. You like Kim. I mean, Kim's kind of really settling into me. You know, the whole relationship thing. Don't know how it's going to end because, of course, when we see him in Breaking Bad, he's not with Kim and all that stuff. So we'll see how it goes down, man. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about Better Call Saul, and I'll be seeing you guys. I'll be seeing you guys next week, man. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the review or enjoyed the episode. And once again, support the channel. Hit that subscribe button. I wouldn't mind, man. It's free. Anyway, until next time, remember, Better Call Saul.